Hi everyone. So I want to bring you my makeup date for this week. Actually have some pretty exciting updates, and on top of that, I am actually going to give you a project. Keep on wanting to call it Project Lip Lab. It's my beauty bank project, which I'm calling Project Sink or Swim this year. I actually need to get myself set up for that. So while I talk, I will get out my numbers and yeah. So I think just to chat a bit, first of all, I think I made the right call in terms of moving this like beauty bank update to earlier in the month. I feel much less stressed, which is good. I also plan to, I think starting next year, especially once my Out the Door in 24 project pan is over, that I'll start doing the beauty bank updates coupled with my monthly makeup empties. I still enjoy doing that part. Um, but I think that makes a lot of sense to pair those two together. So we're doing that. Sorry, I'm like logging into my laptop as we speak. Um, and then I'm hoping it doesn't have juice. Let me plug in a charger. Um, oh, it does have juice. Let me just give it a minute. So in addition, I'm a little out of breath because one, I just did my 5-minute face, which I was somewhat successful. Not really. I would say, yeah, it would probably look a lot more sloppy than this. This was done in about 6.5 minutes. So I'd say not too bad for 6.5 minutes. I'll take it. But yeah, the 5-minute face was part of my Project Panoply challenge, and I just filmed a separate video. Filmed my update for that recently. Filmed the 5-minute face thing as a separate video, and so that should be already uploaded, if not already. So you can go ahead and check that out and see how I did. There was underpainting involved, under powdering involved. There was like extra steps that you probably wouldn't put into a streamlined face. So that's why it took 6.5 minutes. And I look like this because I actually went to gym class this morning. There was a boot camp at my gym, and it was my first time there, and I attended, and it was really fun. So yeah, so I'm a little sweaty, and after I finish filming, I will be heading off to the shower. I also recently just like redid this entire side of the room, so that's why like you see stuff behind me for this video. I think I'm gonna figure that out, I think pretty soon. But for now, this is where we're at. Okay, so first let's do the more traditional makeup date stuff where I talk to you about my ins and outs. I don't think I purchased anything. No, I did not purchase anything this past week, which is awesome. I do have a lot of outs, so I'm excited to share with you guys about this. First off, I finished a bag of makeup sponges. I featured this, I think, a few months ago and said I'd start looking into using more disposable sponges. So these were like white sponges that look like little houses. I felt like with white sponges, I didn't feel comfortable using them more than once for some reason. Like they were too hard to wash out, and also it didn't like expand like the sponges that I like to use when it got wet with water. So this wasn't out. Unfortunately, I paid a little, I think I paid like $6 to $7 for this whole pack of 25, and I use it in a little over a month, I think, 1.5 months. So yeah, I would not purchase these ones. But I realized like that's what I'm kind of looking for. I want sponges that expand. I want sponges that I could, even though they're called disposable, that I could maybe at least use about a week or 3 to 4 makeup days, right? So I did move on to my diamond shape packs. Right, this one's really dirty because I just used it for my 5-minute face. But it's a diamond shape. This one does expand, and I think it came in a pack of 15, I think. So I'm thinking if I can use, I already washed this one once, and actually it didn't wash out completely clean, but it definitely was like better. And so I'm really excited about that one. All right, and then this one's another exciting one. I finished up my powder cleanser from Aspexia. It's a Mexican brand. This was kind of my first trial into like other options besides the Sephora and the Dermalogica powder cleanser. And yeah, this was okay. I probably wouldn't repurchase this again. And I definitely used like by the end of it, I couldn't tell how much was in here because it's such an opaque bottle. I definitely overused. Like it became body wash last night. So yeah, my overuse tendencies I think kicked me in the butt a little bit. Like I probably could have waited a few more days, but I was a little too excited because this was a lot of product in here. The next one I'm using is from Key Soul Care. I don't think it's even online anymore for them. But But yeah, from Key Soul Care, they have one that's even bigger than this, but it is like in a translucent bottle. So I feel like I won't overuse it like I did. But this one took a long time, honestly. I don't remember when I brought this in. I think it was sometime over the summer. So it definitely took me like 45 months, I think. All right. So I just logged into my computer here. And then, oh, I finished up an eye cream. This was like a deluxe size sample from Sephora, autocorrect by Sunday Riley. And it took me about a month or two to use up this size. And I'm very excited about this. I used up my, I didn't use this one up, but I used up all this, was it all the foundation that was in here. It was like a foundation mix that I had, and I plan on topping this up again, but I wanted to show you this because I was trying to reach a pretty big goal with my foundation use, and I used it finally, and it's done. So I'm gonna mix up some other stuff in here, make a new Franken concoction, but I feel pretty proud of that one because usually I wouldn't be coming on here to just to show you kind of intermittent like Franken usage and stuff like that. I could, but I didn't. I usually don't. This is kind of boring but exciting for me. I used up a shaving head. I'm not going to show you what it looks like inside here because it's really nasty. I don't, fortunate or unfortunate, I don't have a lot of body hair, or at least I don't have body hair that grows very quickly. I have body hair. I'm human. um, but I don't have body hair that grows very quickly, so I find myself not shaving a ton, and I feel like this might be the first or second one I've used since I've moved here over a year and a half ago. So these definitely can last me like 6 months. And yeah, I don't know. So anyways, I'm not gonna say too much about that, but it needs to be replaced, right? I promise that like they're not rusty or anything. Like I make sure every time I use my razors that they're not rusty because that's really gross. But yeah, I try to take care of them a bit. Okay, this one, oh goodness, this was like, I think I used this like a week and a half ago. This one is my sponge cleanser. It's a solid one. I already used the original one in here and I've upped it multiple times. And I just decided I think I'm gonna phase out like solid brush cleansers. I just make my own liquid one out of Castile soap. And then this one is something I got from Glambot. It's a body moisturizer, 1.7 ounces. So this one's done. I think it was so old the scent was off, but it is body moisturizer, so I wasn't too worried about it. So yeah, that is pretty exciting. I think all those things, yeah, it was good to get those things out this week. Okay, so I was hoping to get to this point of the video and already have been signed into my laptop. If you hear me clicking away, that's what's going on. I'm trying to sign into my laptop because it's, for some reason, I picked a password that is like super annoying to enter. But let me find my, no, I think I found the wrong one. I have to go to, it's been, honestly, this month has been hard to track. I think there's something about just like starting the project over after like obsessing over it for a year, that like when I need to start again, I like was dragging my feet. So I finally got around to figuring things out. It's not perfect by any means, but looks like I already have some stuff started here. Let me see what this is out to. Okay, so I have some numbers here. I actually didn't even realize I gave myself numbers despite having some. So so sorry if there's light coming from this way. It's my laptop, which I could probably dim down. So okay, that's a little better. Look like a ghost from like light underneath, right? So all right, so let me tell you what went down. This is like my official Project Sink or Swim Beauty Bank update for the last month and a half, essentially. I think just to set up some expectations. First of all, I think whenever I come on and do this, I think I'm just gonna tell you what is in my spreadsheet as of now. If I have summary numbers, I'll share them, approximate summary number, something, right? I think what I'll be doing is, yeah, I'll give kind of an intro into how I set things up, but I think expectations is like literally what my spreadsheet looks like. Maybe highlight some numbers about what I thought was significant that came in and out of my beauty bank. And yeah, so my beauty bank, if this is your first time hearing about this, it's basically a system I created where values kind of dollar amount ish, like I'll talk about it in dollars, but it's really about the dollar value to me. So like a $3 lip gloss that was 5 milliliters is going to be, according to my beauty bank, I think I priced it about like $2 a milliliter. So it'd be like a $10 value to me, right? So if I bring it into my collection, it'd be a $10 value out of my bank. And if I use it up, then it'd be a $10 value towards my bank. I do give myself some consequences or punishments, especially in excess categories. So, like, I have a lot of lip glosses, so I shouldn't be bringing in any additional lip glosses. So, if I choose to do so, it would be like, say that 5 milliliter lip gloss, it would be now $20 out of my beauty bank. So hopefully you get the gist. I also work in like habits and things into this as well. So if I do like gift spending, then that's gonna come out of my um bank, because that's a not a bad habit, and I have my reasons for it most of the time, but it just kind of gives me like this fun kind of gives me some sort of boundaries in terms of how much I can spend. And then same thing for if I practice good habits like working out and eating healthy, counting my calories, limiting my social media and phone use. Like those are the types of things that I want to focus on. Like I've done like books and stuff like that in the past too, but I think every once in a while I kind of look at my habit list and see if it's really goals that I'm working on or not. And I just try to keep it relevant to how I want to be taking care of myself, both the hard stuff and the easy stuff. Um, yeah, so just wanted to kind of go over all of that first. Um, so when I first started this project, sorry, stuff is dropping. I need to grab my charger really quick. When I first started the project, like a soft launch in mid-September, I can't believe we're in November already, is that, wow, things are, okay, those will have to be picked up later. I just need my charger. So in terms of where I started about a month and a half ago, I just gave myself $200 to start. At the end of I was gonna roll over for from my last project, but it just got kind of complicated and it was weird. So I just gave myself $200 to start. I have monthly like standing spending that is actually just around $200 a month. So I think that made sense. Was like I knew that $200 was going to go out, so I just gave myself $200 to cover it and then work from there. From there, I back and forth between like using stuff up, good habits, gifts that I was giving, the monthly spending that I have, like recurring spending and stuff like that. I am now at $206. So in about a span of a month and a half, I managed to get myself back up to where I needed to be to go into this next month, which is good. But I think reflecting back on this month, one didn't have a ton of empties. It was just kind of a slow empty month, even though I share quite a bit now, but that was kind of like a last push kind of these few weeks. And then I didn't buy a lot either, which was really good, but at the same time, so it's kind of like I needed to now balance the other aspects of this project, right? Like first the gifts for myself or for others, and then also some of the like good habits that will go into my beauty bank. So I kind of had to hustle a bit at the end with the good habits too and get up and going on those so that I could be able to earn enough by this month. I also decided this month that I would go ahead and quote reward like milestone things that happened this month, for me at least. So let's just go over some of like the heavy hitters, or at least like things that stand out to me from this past month. So I used up some stuff here and there, did some good habits throughout the month. I've been kind of less strict about tallying those. Like those definitely racked up a lot the last project. But this project I've been like in terms of daily chores, I think I've been in a good rhythm where I don't need to incorporate them into this project as like incentive, which is awesome actually. That's where I want it to be. The first heavy hitter was some of those recurring fees. So they're mostly like usually like gym membership, workout, health related type stuff, like personal activities and hobbies. So those went out the door early in the month. And then I've actually been working with a friend to support an Afghani family. Like my friend is absolutely insane. She really is. Like she runs all around the world despite her having some like own personal physical stuff going on, but she still goes all around the world traveling and visiting family and friends and just encouraging people. And she's just so well connected. But she took in an Afghani family of 9 people. This is, I think, one like girl, and then the rest are adults of like varying ages, young adults to older adults. So they literally came here as refugees. They fled and like they traveled through so many countries over the last year just to get here. Now they're finally trying to get settled, housing and all that stuff set. But they need a lot of help, obviously, and they've been through a lot. So she's providing housing for them and, everything else that's associated with that. Um, so she's been so generous. So I did give a monetary gift to her as to support her in that. And then I've also been collecting mostly clothes and things for the family through my buy nothing and then delivering it to them. And I'm hoping it's been helping them out. But I gave myself a little bit of a quote reward for for doing those things. But honestly, like this has been really rewarding, not in a monetary way, but just like knowing that hopefully by helping this family that all of us can be just giving them a bit of rest after their chaotic, super chaotic year, and wherever they come from, whatever they're coming from, whatever they need. I think I'm hoping that they're finding some rest, and especially with my friend, she's a strong Christian. That they're also just like getting some good peace, good rest, good encouragement from her as well, despite the language barrier. So, anyways, that was a whole tangent, but I feel very passionate about this, and I felt like it was the right thing to do to take it out of my beauty bank to give that to her. So, yeah. All right, other heavy hitter. Oh, I bought nail polish. If you saw my video, I quote restarted my nail collection, and I bought 3 nail polishes. And I'll come back to that in just a bit. I did buy a walking pad and a laptop stand just to kind of see if this whole walking desk treadmill thing might work for me. And so far it's been nice. It's only been in my room for a few days. It's literally in that corner over there. But that one also came out of my beauty bank. And then let's see here. Okay. The other few things is that I had a few, like in terms of work and things like that, I had a few big deadlines. Um, they're more personal than they are anything else, but I met those deadlines and I felt very accomplished. So I gave myself $5 in my beauty bank as a kind of a reward. Kind of nominal, but I mean, I might have treated myself to maybe like something from the grocery store or something like that, but it felt nice to also commemorate it here, I guess. And then I did a lot of cleaning. Oh my goodness, so much cleaning. Like I literally cleaned out this entire side of the room. So I did reward myself for that. And then I decided I would give myself the makeup credit. I have a makeup credit basically where if I purchase 3 or less items, I'll get a $25 credit for the month because like I did my best to really control myself because other months, including this next month, is going to be out of control. Like I already know it. But this month I had the 3 eyeshadows and then I actually did buy a sunscreen as well. But I'm gonna give it to myself because the 3 nail polishes, I like literally had to restart my nail collection, so there wasn't anything there. I did subtract the nail polishes out of my beauty bank, but in terms of like towards makeup credit, I'm gonna be loose about it. And then for the sunscreen, I only have, other than that sunscreen, I only have a deluxe size sample sunscreen. Like that's all that I've left. And at the time I bought the sunscreen, I had 2 deluxe size samples. So it was just like I'm gonna need it very, very soon. So that's why I felt like those were more or less necessities slash holes in my collection and not excess. So that count for the makeup credit. I'm just gonna go ahead and let go. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think I'm gonna go through too much more summary stuff. I definitely used up more skincare stuff than makeup stuff. And habits always will take out a good chunk of or not take out, but contribute a good chunk to my beauty bank. All right, so I put that aside. Oh my goodness, that was juggling of too much stuff. But yeah, I feel like trying to stay at 200 at the very minimum is what is my goal for every month, just to be able to like, especially those recurring fees, be able to get that out. But Sorry, give me a second. Oh, there we go. Okay. Actually, I am personally myself because I started with 200, like I mentioned. With the I brought in about $416. Remember, this isn't real dollars, just like value amounts and rewards and all those things. Um, and I had spent or took out of my beauty bank about $410. So yeah, that's what brings me to like $206. So 400 points dollars in a month is honestly pretty impressive to me. Um, I mean, I had a few gifts in there that were bigger than normal, and I can only expect that's going to be coming up as well. November, December, holiday season. It's going to happen, especially this next month. I already have. Actually, I think it's arriving later today. Is a haul, so you figure out what how much is coming in and out of my collection. But yeah, I'm gonna have to hustle. I think these next months to keep up with myself. My main goal is to quote save about I don't think 100, but at least like $50, I think. Because my main goal for this project, why it's called Sink or Swim, is because I'm funding a trip out to it's an out of state competition, um, and that's to a yeah. So I just need to fund that whole trip, and so I think that's probably going to be around $500. So I think if I start saving $50 a month or so, then I should be good to go, I think, for that trip. But that means I need to hustle, especially the next few months, or I will be playing a big game of catch up, which is what happened for the last project, which was like kind of exciting, but also like this is a lot of work to do, especially around like the habits and stuff like that, because that is like that's the best way I can contribute to the beauty bank, because I don't always want to rush my makeup use, even though that is good, but it's like it's not you can't really plan for that, but I can plan to work out in a day. I can plan to take 10,000 steps in a day. I can plan to be not be on my phone right, as much during the day. Like those are the types of things that I want to reward myself for, and good habits. So anyhow, if you have any questions about my beauty bank, let me know. Again, this format's going to change between like the whole, like how this is all organized, but I think regardless, I wanted to just document for myself kind of where I'm at with things, and then hopefully next year this will be a more clean cut video and will be a lot easier to follow. So I apologize for all the back and forth, but I appreciate you sticking around. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.